What you got so nothing is wrong with your life.
Shosho bafethu sanibonani. Sanamukela kusiqephu sethu sokuqala seScamtho. iScamtho was inspired by our conversations engihlale kunawo nabantu mabaza e-store ba-interacta ne-space sethu. So lawo ma-conversations lawo ama-conversations ukuthi i-content engakubuilda nayo zomuntu. So I felt like ukuthi masingawashare ne-public, maybe ngathatha something from all ama-conversation. So on our first session sine awuthethu Andile Bhala. He's a documentary photographer. So uzoba sitshela ngejourney yakhe ukuthi ama-challenges wawo photography naye ama-challenges wakhe in a personal life, career wise, abona izinto ezinjalo. It's not something enkulu nje ngaba i-train smasher ngofethu. Siyabonga ukuthi nisithathile isikhathi senu ngokuza lana. You can feel at home, grab your coffee there, amakhekhe ayeza bafethu. Then after that siyaphuma yabo. Njani? Ngiyacava nje yami abantu ababhaya bayacava yini ne. But bengicela usichaze nje ukuthi who is Andile Bhala and what is behind the Andile Bhala brand? Krencha. Yabo. Bese umuntu ongakwazi uthola njani?
Shosho Majen Firi. Thanks so much for also which I deserve and how to figure late bicycle punching and sheer garage as I'm in the modern way of transport. Andile Bhala, I'm a documentary photographer, a portrait photographer, and on my best days, I'm a filmmaker. Okay, Brenda is just creating everyday stories about everyday bantu and intenhlangabezana nazo, which is social issues and also social justice. I try to tap into the modern culture. There's nothing much. It's just image making and documentary of everyday bantu.
And kunenye i-guidance i-project usipana kulo. I thought that it's only one of the topics esikhuluma ngazo sabantu kakhulu ubudoda and kunenye about depression nje. Ngicela usithathe take us down memory lane Crunchup ngale ubudoda Crunchup. What inspired leyo guidance yakho content Crunchup in terms of ubudoda community yethu as black folks?
So when I started the project, I'm from DK to Star Town. So I'm cycling 150 kilometers around Soweto for 150 great pictures. So Soweto shanga makasi I-38. So I cycled wonke la makasi lawo in questions of a lot of things. So on come project when they start from not knowing. So the idea for me was, because the Span Summit's more celebrating than actual exposing. So Manglogan cycle, I'm a conversation that started were not about Lento Mfunguyens, because I wanted to create a photo book, ezoshala eshipa yakho, ezoshala ku-backyard sessions and any other session like us as a case study. But I realized that there's deeper conversations abantu abangarini ngazo, which is masculinity in the townships, where there's 5 different types of masculinity. While I was creating the project there, because it was 150 shots, but I realized let me just focus and build a substantial body of work about it, the subject matter A1. Then ubudoda came because mina ngikhuliswe eKulidlam, ngakhuliswa estrati, ngidlala amadayisi, ngihlangane namagrotman amaningi estrati nangiyise gaming. That's where I realized there's no one who's appreciating lawo madoda lawo. Because kunabantu that are respected in the hood for disrespecting the hood. The idea ukuthi siyabaphulela ama-status kuyekasi sayi-celebrate. The next person ofuna ukuthepha ekasi akakhona ukuthepha because ama-stats athi sithatha ngenkani. And ubudoda lo kwabanye abantu. Then there's a softer side because kune stereotype around ubudoda ukuthi is to protect, is to provide, and is to profit life. So kuba naleyo thin line leyo that makes a man. You want to feel good man provide, you're not a man. You want to feel good man provider, you're a man. Then got my mind, and these 3 gay guys made a move on me. In the space of an hour, I'm sure like out as 3 some game. So ubudoda had to take part. Omunye umuntu ungaexpect ukuthi ngibatshela amasiko. But ubudoda bungenza ukuthi ngibekhanga ngibarelaxise ukuthi very much ngiyana appreciate but anikho ngale ndlela leyo. Angimayind ukubloma nani nginihagi nginihayise. But anikho ngale ndlela leyo. So ubudoda taught me how to handle ama situations ukuthi afika ngecorrect. Ukuthi ngidila kanjani ne situation engayi understand. So the entire project taught me that you need to find a way of knowing how to handle our situations, how to respect abanye abantu, and yeah, the project taught me respect. So what daughters have to do respect.
So for into like if you go by photographer, is it izinto kumele ukuthi sibeke icala before like take on to the agenda, give interest in the photographer?
I think photographers just pictures, but there's a thin line between them being just pictures. Those are people's stories and in belows abantu. When you need to find a way of representing abantu ngendlela grand, but uzotavela ukuthi abantu ba represent a grand if ba represent. I think anyone that wanna tap into any career path, you need to study those that came before you, so that you go ukuthi bebayenza kanjani, so that now uzoyenza in a different way. There's nothing new under the sun. Anyone can do a project about ubudoda, anyone angawasha amateki, but kunodokotela wamateki kunomuntu owasha amateki. So leyo nto leyo inenza nibe different. So I think my best camera is the one in my hand. So if I have the phone in my hand, that's my best camera. But now, how I create, it's another story. So you need to, I think anyone can tap into storytelling or photography on its own, because in our level are different, our genre are different. If you want to tap into photography and you want to shoot high fashion comes with degree, so you need to study. Sometimes it's not about going to school, it's about people that are around you. Omunye umuntu amateka ngawashuta selining, omunye umuntu angawashuta umuntu ofana nombulela wacudile. Now it becomes a cross collaboration, so it's a model collaborating with the photographer, and it's not done the stylist kancane esiding, and amateki mawangcolile stocks udokotela amateki. So it's easy. I think to tap into any, to answer the question now, to tap into any career path or a photograph, just pick up a camera and be honest to yourself and be honest to the people you represent. If you feel that Sthombe is powerful, you feel it's powerful. It's big a pansy. I personally, sponsor me, secret or family army. Most is a second zabo sisibami ezinabo ma 14, 7. We have been there, we have university, to speak up on abantwana basicreated. Sometimes those that came before me, that's created sponsor. So I think when you want to start, it's also important like to create, not looking for a validation, but looking for advice from you.
It's important. It's important. Does it now study string finding your voice? It needs to have a stem circle as we want the Bhala. There are writings who important 24 years like as well to culture. Because of I think they are topic abantu ababhazama ukuba abanye abantu wena kulendlela leyo ngiyazi ukuthi uyiqalile writings out of nowhere uyiqala nje and then wow wathola ivoice uthatha isikhathi esingakanani Grandchild ukuthola ivoice yakho Grandchild nowabona neimportance yakhona ukuthi azi uma uthola ivoice yakho uyizwe ukuthi ungaphusha lesibani sakho.
Actually, I think even now, I'm still trying to find my voice, because there's new innovative ways, as a corner in creating works. Many of them shoot a high fashion, shoot a billboard, and they shoot for magazine covers. Then I realized that actually part of this country, so retouch. Next studies light. And there's no one telling our stories. I'm not saying that there's a lot of people that are telling our stories, guys, but we need to find balance in the so-called fourth industrial approach where you start need to make money through Instagram or making friends in all corners of the world. So for one, I understand that Gonste exist. You need to be in certain platforms. Some people are taught not to share their work. In life, I've been messaging my work, so I'll create a project and message 2 pictures so that one can be aware of I have a project about coffee titled One Sugar No Milk. I have a project about masculinity titled Umudoda. I have a project about African spirituality titled Amanzi. So wonke lawo project lawa ayahlangana, and if I speak about it, people become aware that I exist. So ivoice yami ithole, while even if I'm still trying to find it, but ngithola through messaging my work and finding someone angidm ukuthi eshintwana yami la uyenze wrong, when are you free sizobloma and speak about it. I find ivoice yami from chilling university kabuya phindlele, having conversation nabantu abafana nabomshini naboliyolo naboxolisa fana nabokhunta yabo, everyone that I have a conversation with, I always try to find myself from level one level. But a voice at the end of the day, because when you look at my work, you see me as a documentary, but if you see a billboard, you'll never believe it's mine, because I prefer not to speak about that. So, you want to be known for what? I want to be known for everyday stories of everyday people. A close friend of mine, he gave me, we aware now, it's always you should taste cut they see do something different. And I said, nah, I can't. Zipper, even a spoon, even a crossbar and gamadala, there's a story behind that. Even there's a new culture into a need for speed. Zamba ngama bicycle neipika no glass. That's an interesting culture. That's another story on its own. Then I told you that's another story. I was influenced by abantu abafana nabungule. I was like, okay, let's see what so I keep on trying to adapt into the modern us, and not forget ukuthi ngizele. I don't forget I'm a personal project, so and I don't use I try to make it a point, if I photograph you and someone have interest in that print, and say I'm gonna sell this at this amount and I'm gonna give you 30% of this. I'm saving, I'm trying to build up the organization as a funder. I'm an artist as a guy, so I'm going to take another 10% from that and put it away. I'm laughing over by scaling. Now when you make it big, take it back when you know. Just playing around the idea of one side. I don't know if I make sense.
I know Sthombe. Every time like Manklana nama photographer the question ukuthi abantu abafuna ukubhadala ama photographer Glencha so ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi imapha ama challenges ohlangabezana nawo Glencha wena uphathi yakho Glencha in terms of ukhafeka inyo Glencha because abantu bahlale bakhala ukuthi ama photographer iyabhadala ukugcina mhlawumbe makune event whatsoever isipande so
they could
protect nakhona vehicles protect kanjani Glencha ukuthi abantu banga exploit direct craft yakho esikhathini samanje.
I think kuso sonke isikhathi nje since ngaqala even until manje ufundo lokuhamba yabo. It's just that I don't shoot events. I don't do photo shoots. So if I shoot, I never shoot a campaign or something including with my shoot. So luckily I'm facing a situation of which is because I'm professional fucked up. I don't speak business on WhatsApp. Because I'm not delete on my conversation. I'm figuring go venue. I'm figuring go venue. I'm sign a contract. So for me now, it's pretty much important to go to Nxumalo before figure like then mang tumeli span go the tumela masample. Span as resize. Without corner of stretch and say for me. Then my home with span was funale, so I send the other balance, then I'll send the span. So span some is protection along the I don't give you access to the entire works before Nxumalo. And also I approach it different to go to if I'm at an event, if I'm shooting somewhere and I'm shooting with people abafuna ukufaka ispan on Insta stories or post unless it's got less certain fee. So I'm feeling venue futhi ungakangayi le feel yokuthi you're going to shoot me behind the scenes. So if I'm here and the machine is recording me, I start to bring I need to know what machine in the next coming 10 years we survive interview.
Content,
And if this interview pays him, he needs to pay me also. So if machine pays me and we create an organization, a artist, a platform, then we say if machine I want a voice to song. So because if this is a conversation, it was not only about me now. It's about
everyone.
And if someone asks a question and I answer that, and we engage in that, and it sits on footage, that person is part of the entire thing.
Yeah.
So if we make money about that, everyone needs to eat.
Consent, consent but in consent in form. I'm a consent form with content. So from the space on company contact oyenzile ucingo njalo nazo ngifuna uku-inspire ama-jidi ukuthi avaye ngale ndlela yabo njalo kodwa ukukayidayile slightly idayile ngifika ukuthi khuliswa idayile ngithi amalami idayile ngi-artist crenshaw yabo so idayile on i-creative space in most cases abantu abayithathi ezidayileni the professional babona ukuthi awenzani wangabanga udoctor wangabanga uyidayileni afana nabanye abantwana abe-engineer yamthona but then they make money nge-career yabo yamthona njalo inspire abanye abantu that's why kunabantu ababhala yenza quite unana so now I think ukuthi nawe njengabantu abama-figures njengawo unga-inspire intwana nje ukuthi yazi mina nje apha ngifuna ukuba i-accountant mina ngifuna ukuba i-photographer entry level crenshaw yabo ukhaya imali ku that project leyenze crenshaw ne-campaigns so yazi ukuthi wena uyenza into amala uqala ukushare udlala awazi
angikho good ngama-numbers because someone ongihandlela wona angisiying photographer mina I'm a creative entrepreneur yabo because immediately ngithi ngi-photographing as box yabo. So the reason I call myself a creative entrepreneur is that I need to tap in different spaces. I need to get paid to wear a hat, and that's possible. It's just that one is not aware. And these people want to use you, but I'm times are playing against you because you're saying stuff on these social media platforms. But what I can say, I can't speak about the campaign and stuff because I'm speaking about my documentary work. I sold 100 pictures at 250K.
Yes.
That was 2017. Then the everyday pictures of everyday band. That's where I was like, shucks, I spent something important. I can sell a print engaka at 30 something, depending on which little project. So it's not even about money. Money, it's something. It's about you being happy at what you're doing. Because I've never been about commercial work and stuff. My work has always been about, because we're giving me hope, and looking in these images, and my goal has always been every household I wish could own an Andile Bhala. But that's doable. Shout out to COVID for making people aware.
COVID. I know with COVID emotion is by disrupted our plans by nathi sithola sesibayisi singwa estradini mfethu singacavi ukuthi ehle kwenzakalani just to ukuthi business lirun egrejwa yamthola angitshele mfethu wena COVID ushutshela one wasivalele ehle boyenzani ngogrand COVID kwenzakaleni njalo.
So COVID affected like everyone. I had a show that was supposed to show at Amsterdam, and I said Paris.
Yeah, I remember.
It's about coffee, one sugar, no milk. So one sugar, no milk. I remember I had a conversation with him to put me on in coffee spaces so that I could shoot this project. And I'm chance yeah. Then I remember to go to Sharks, man. Tinabotake Lokshini from 8:31 until let's say my 15. Wonke umuntu endlini ophuza itiye ikofi elinebisi noshukela ofunayo. Makufika i-15 ibisi labantu abadala. You only drink one sugar and so it speaks to inhlupheko but in a more modern way. When you meet creatives, the first thing they say is, when I was going out for coffee, and someone would think it's a modern thing when I was going out for coffee. That thing existed for years. The time I'm shy around
it's a common courtesy.
And kuzovulwa ilontuzana ibizwa ndini yokhishwe elinye komishi kumele le-time yeah, so the concept comes from there, one sugar no milk. So I'm sure they were had to be postponed due to the COVID. Luckily I'm a documenter. Even a spoon for me has a story. So it became easy for me to photograph Langshala Kona, to photograph ifamily yami. Ne arrogance nyana ukutazini ngifuna ukufana no Peter Makubane. Ngizolishova ikasi lamasoja mangifuna ipermit ngotshela amasiko. Ngithola but HSKs for tour. But reality is I had to understand the laws ukuthi ngizogcwala istrati ngizoxhawula umuntu mangifika endlini ngigulisa omunye umuntu bekangekho la. While chasing a story. So COVID was a risk to me in terms of me getting sick. But I had people looking for images. Luckily, abantu bafuna images I already have, and it becomes easy for me but I didn't there. So it affected at the same time ingaye simple because people were. Because my you become aware that your walls are naked. And manje le mali lena esiyiphuza yasakhona ukuyiphuza it's accounting. And when you pick up with your wall is naked, you're gonna wanna buy an art piece. It could be a painting or a photograph. So for me, ngispanele didn't which people would pick up which amabunda over naked and now they wanna own an Andile Bhala. I was not selling a kasi for 2 years. But due to COVID I started selling a kasi, so umuntu wasekasi will be like, funa lesa Sthombe lesa. And it helped me in terms of, because I don't sell a print, I sell experience in a premium. Tata to a process of 14 days to understand the paper, to understand the process. It was a Sthombe light is from Ngava. so that umuntu ongena emnyango, they need to understand the texture of lelo paper lelo. I print on high-end paper.
Is that one for printing?
On printer, light farm phela, the light farm, Ebramfontein. So I prefer them because of the entire process. So if let's say you print into aggressive in terms of color, and so in the proof prints maybe by 3 and check the reflector or reader kanjani on paper, and see what works for you. And remember, when you buy an art piece or you print your month to buy something as originally familiar koyonke. So when I bring that to you, I appreciate having the familiar koyonke, so that because Andile Bhala is going to become part of your familiar, so everyone needs to be the same. Don't hang in a 7 my time, Mama Lera Sale, the print later, use it later. So that conversation allows me to know what type of work I should give to people.
You know
People believe that social media is numbers, it's just being unique. It's just creating something abanye abantu abangakazi bayicreate. Hayi ukuthi abakazi bayicreate, abanye bayicreate. It's just when I'm really created in a different way. I don't know what's a different way, but when we create ngendlela abanye abantu ezofila appealing. Abantu ama-brand mfethu bane target yabo and a level yabo in terms of respect. So when you take my work, let's say ngifuna ukushaya exhibition, and my first exhibition ngishaya endaweni eround. People over there won't take my work serious, because when I'm abazida babshaya bayalwa khona esikwazanayo, so people won't pay attention to that space. So I need to find the places fana nazo lezi where the place is a culture, and sometimes my exhibition is not even, because I intimidate abantu also, abantu abafuna ukujudge for exhibition.
I fear my exhibition.
Mele silethe kazi. If you're doing a project about intwana eziskaters, masifaka amabhege nama A4 wephepha namapende, wonke ama-danger wasekasi abhale abortion, numbers nani, put artwork and print on top of that, it becomes a moving exhibition. But the njani is everything again. Ugrojiwa is everything again. Mele bagrope for you to
Ufunde kanjani. Isifundela nzima. Sinokiyo kancane sisazonokwa futhi.
Abaka-straight.
Abaka-straight siyafunda.
Abasazosinoka. Mele sinokhiwe silahlile.
Silahlile nanokubona. It's reckless, ngabe sisho kanjalo. Reckless
No, it's not trust, and we try to give people the benefit of doubt. You don't understand? So they're playing, but it's okay, you know. It's a learning curve. It comes all the time, yeah, and we grow out of that. So tomorrow we'll tell somebody with them fit. You
see, stories never end. So now we're speaking and we're touching on something quite important. The trauma of Nokia. So we trauma of Nokia by us, whereby someone kumele kufake into because you are Nokia. It's a trauma there. It goes back to the conversation about the project depression. Put up depressed, and that's a fact. So depression goes back to the which sine trust bese siyanokwa bese hlala yi ngithola ikhona ukumuntu all generations bazali bethu banokhiwe siyanokwa nathi ngithola so imuva ngama generation wonke
mawuringa ngokunokwa mfethu abusakwazi nokuringa ninja yakho uma uceda ukuringa nayo ithi ayiza kuthumela i-code manje.
Working on a project about the trauma in the township at Diskini. So the project started as Ntwana Faka Tunyana, where we see the Samajita Shai Tunyana EP, because the conversation as a cast in Marbona Ntwana Faka Tunyana, Leo Tunyana, I pick up which the conversation is not about which is broke. It's about the trauma yediski, which ekasi unomuntu on a 28 or on a 30 osadlala kamahlobo or a Nike that believes they'll make it in PSL. So it goes back to that trauma, which abantu they don't want to let go. So if you don't let go, you can't find something new. So I'm having a project about that. I'm doing something for Nike. It's an interesting project about kicks. But I'm thinking it goes back to that. So I'm just appreciating culture through what I'm creating. And and yeah, man, like, and also I'm doing a project as well, and keep in me. I'm doing a project about the entire LGBTQ plus community because there's that autism Sherlock, so I want to know why there's in Sherlock. So there's a project about that. So I'll do a project about that, and yeah, I'm doing something for a camera brand is dropping next month, November, speaking about how I shoot black and white.
Boy, ngiyabonga mfethu for ukuthatha isikhathi sakho uzosibona mfethu for iScamtho sethu sokuqala. Asazi ukuthi ayike ngizosiphelelisa abantu. But I think kunabantu abanama questions lapha edayile sibafuna ukwazi bangathola vawo izinto ezinjalo. Bafethu you are allowed ukuthi ngabuza ama questions. One question yana.
I don't be sure what it's sharp. When I feel like what I want to know, like maybe like as you said, I can't say an upcoming photographer. So as one of the photographers in the pipeline. What do with all the inspiration we get of telling stories and everything? So how do you like make people in the hood appreciate what we do and understand that? Typically, this all about should be shy. Like I think I had to take 2 hours to explain to Ulelu to Ibe for understand. And she's like, nigga, man, because on TV, nani. And I'm like, no, like, like I'm on a verge of trying to go to school. So how do you make people like appreciate? Put it coming to besides the photography or like art as a whole. So because some telling us as a cast, to art piece on some wall. Because I asked which kinds of things I need to acquire off this art piece. So how do we like face the challenge of making people in the hood understand which issue fits? Like art is important, so same as each and everything that you see.
It's important to who also. That's the question, Jack. And Lantwana Liana acquire the artwork or the graffiti or the mural in a right, because the biggest mistake we're doing is that we're not transparent to our own community, but we want them to appreciate what we're doing. My old lady in a right, because now the question now I want to know also so how should you tell them
I have specific stories like I have specific stories that I've like came across through friends. So like mezoziqinikele charity because ngikhalota intsha everything is like a like a vision yami yaphathise ngithola such things for me. Yeah.
Which is something quite interesting because the photography is light. This guy had vision yakhe yaphathise urayimile, so it's light vision yakhe yaphathise ke vision yokubona or vision of becoming great. So my only thing right nje I'm yabona to ask you ukuthi ufuna ukushoothela emkhukhini wakhe. Kune photography khona ebhala. But we need to create images that better people's lives and not just take away from bantu and become great. People need to be fully engaged. People need to understand why they're being photographed. Let's expand, let's social. My photography pareta way like you were saying, because of you petty capital to an shisiwa, we shy, my credidula. I suppose which is Sthombe and but the outilena we told her in a comfortable, of no shooter, ifuna ukubona ukuthi injani Sthombe. So it's abantu ababhaya ba-represente ngendlela wrong nje. That's why old lady azoba ne-problem naleyo nto leyo. The transparency is important, and creating a photography friendly space for them to understand and engage about art. You can't tell people they should buy art while you're not buying other people's works. You need to buy other people's works for the next person which buy his sponsor. At the end of the day, what is art? When I buy spanning as understanding, it's big bonding. I'm the doing is understanding as please. It's big study. Buy so many more. So it's going to take us time for us to understand this. As much as some people don't understand the piano or a trap, but we're in a process of teaching and educating band. So, Sophia, that's from we are called. Photograph my old lady and take back the images. We need to take back the story to the story. It's either digitally, because on a flip screen, sometimes something I feel grand. 30 you get a data and clip 150 yano sprint lesa Sthombe. Mom kaya so we need if the host got your back, you safe.
Done.
So immediately communicate print yakhe. Maka isontweni or I stop feeling uzoxoxa ngawo. And immediately abantu abakhrothi baxoxa ngawo. Sejiving. Ba reference awona ingosini zabo. Kude khona leyana handsome enje. Ya shoot. Now will start becoming interested with camera or the stories that you're trying to tell. They start creating artwork. So we need to create work that better people's lives.
There's a lot of women photographers on the upcoming, or like basically in what's happening right now. There's a lot of female photographers, right? But what I'm hearing from my female counterparts that are in the commercial space is that they stay being an assistant, and even when they are assistants, they are not even second assistant or first or whatnot. They are like that person, maybe otopang dipampi or whatnot, because maybe maybe the equipment is too heavy or in. So I don't know, as guys, and I'm not just posing this question to Andile Bhala, I don't know, it can be an open discussion. As guys, how do you feel about that being a thing where sometimes maybe as Andile Bhala, you want maybe a female assistant, and like it's that one person that you know, you know what I mean? But because maybe like equipment is heavy and whatnot, like basically from now on, we can't handle some things and whatnot. Like, yeah.
I think personally, I see into masculinity is not something in body life, looking at the camera or whatnot. It's the way you guys think. There's something about these BBBEE, which is affirmative action. So they're trying to balance 60% of men and 40% of women. But a lot of women tweet a lot. They're not in action and they don't know which lasers and lasers exist. When you look at bomb, most of them are commercial bomb are direct to a those women needs to school you with how do we deal with souls. So when if you assist for 10 gigs, that's up to you, because what you need to do is to shoot to pitch. So the biggest problem a lot of female photographers they're doing is they shoot to post. When they post, I want to hear your voice, and that's where you're losing yourself, because you're frustrated. You shoot, you post. Don't do that. Shoot and pitch. So if you shoot something for, like normally what you guys do for design, I can't name a brand, but yeah, that's that. You shoot and you pitch, so that when you win an account, are we winning at that part? We win it, we won. But if you're a shooter, album codes. Also, when people document women, a strong women, no mama, utwele imichanyela pepumdana, akukama plastic. There's no one who's documenting you. you're a great singer and your work is sick. There's no female photographer that's documenting it. So imagine if you guys could document each other and pitch.
Yeah man, ngifuna ukubuza regarding ama-knocker. Still kanjani ngama-knocker because not so long ago mfethu ngibe ne-incident and then mina I named them and changed them. Ngisifana nama-ANC, ama-ANC yang-irritate akugcina. They had an event eka-Mamwini. They were launching a banquet eka-Winnie Mandela. So I meet up with all cats, Urasiki no Jurel, bangitshela ukuthi there's a gig what ngiyera ngimithena ne-client. Angimithena ne-client abantu abayi-4. I understand ngakhuluma nabantu abayi-4 well cause isipani siyafuneka I'm broke. Awuthi ngibezwe labantu. Ngiringe nabo then ngibatshela ukuthi mina ngisipana kanjani. Lento esilokhu sikhuluma ngayo ukuthi sisipana ngenyuku thina if surrender service nenyuku kumele bayi-4 nanani yabo. Le sharing ngibona ukuthi i-topic yenyuku ngathi suggest ukuthi okay let me go speak with my business partner then ngizomsendela i-quotation via either i-WhatsApp or ngizomdelela ngin-quote ngithola after ngikhulume ne-business partner nje bengibhomshitha ngingalokho then I went home ngifonele le chief yabo ngibuze ukuthi okay right since niyakhala ngendaba zenyuku what's your budget athi abana budget so ngimbuza ukuthi anina budget manje ngifuna isipani sishayiwe and like mawuthi ngiyoyenza i-quotation mawuthi ngiquote ngithola then ngimtshele sami story ukuthi okay mina currently lokhu ngidocumentise wethu yangizwa so dade ngifuna ngimthunele yona it's in context ne story sami anyway yangizwa so mina ngayithuna provided ngiyangalawa ukuthi ngithune then ngizonga few images so weekend ngivaye ngelanga lesibani ngiyeraso mithe labantu behavior two different ngicala ukuyimitha nje enye for now two ya last time ne two enike so ngiringa nabo baringa nami group labantu angikhona ukukhuluma nomuntu oyi-1 senze business yabo ngenda up ngibe nge-irate ngidecide ukuthi na you know what mina ngingabuyela endlini ekhaya because kusasekuseni like makube indaba yethu ayihlangani because usathi ukhuluma nomunye yabona ngepricing lo munye athi uza interfere ya manje mbuze ke ukuthi isithombe sakhe si1 imali yabo ngithi ntango ngangibuzi leyo question because ngizokansara and uzobona ngathi nya bullshit yabona no ngansara ngithi isithombe sami si1 si range from 5,500 to 50,000 untanga vela denk ukuthi le yasekasehle kuyahlanga you know mina ngale mfethu ngibuyela endlini so mangibuyela endlini ngithola i-call from lecturelenye be-call e-meeting wethu what during the week ukuthi man i-lighting seyizocala event seyizocala so ngithi naye man bengilapho abakutshelanga ama-colleagues wakho ukuthi asivumelananga then ngadecide ukuthi ngiyendlini like you putting me under pressure bothi uzoshuthela ngithi naye ngisasekhini ukunishutela but asikhulumeni ngendaba zenyu okay come anyway uzenza uclever wenza ama-shortcuts yabo because mina vele bengifuna ukucovera leso story for indaba zami I went and ngishuthe then ngiyenzeni ngibuyele ekhaya upload ispan nani ngingabafoneli for 3 days lecture ngishaye ngekhona yeah so ispan isikhona la ngithi ispan isikhona okay so halo uzosipondisa ispan sokhuluma I get there by 4 vyevi umfazi yawuthi run project engami yiyo manufacture lengubo zakaWinnie Mandela umfazi wayo eChina bazi manufacture eChina lengubo ingubo e1 ye1900 I think labantu ngibaquote 5,000 ngosengibayenzela ifavor jo bangitshela ukuthi ne bangangigaya 500 I left
I think the important also the representation. And I think the biggest mistake we're doing ofuna ukuhandle yonke conversation alone.
Yeah.
So if you figure that as a photographer and as an admin, as a bookkeeper, as an accountant, usejayivi abantu bayabona ukuthi alise no. So sometimes if lezo zinto lezo onazo njaya just play around ideas ukuthi doesn't drop an email ungaspanish email empintshi yakho as long amagama angafani so that they can start taking you serious ukuthi okay masiringa ngemali still now when it's fun sakho ukushoot
yabona mfethu ukuthatha isikhathi sakho
is wrong with your life. Nothing is wrong with your life. Do what you can, it's alright. It's your life. Do what you can, it's alright.